So you decide like, I'm going to do this thing, right? I'm going to be a voice for people that don't have a voice. I'm going to start this manufacturing Mavens. What was the first step? And then what was the hurdle?
I think the biggest hurdle is myself, because I'm naturally an introvert. I don't really like putting myself in a lot of like situations unless I'm really, really prepared for those situations. So I had to have like a plan from A to B complete. And I didn't know how to do video. I thought I had to do a ton of research, but as I mentioned before, this friend of mine was like, "No, that's dumb. Like, you're being stupid. You're over worrying way too much. See if there's an interest first. If there's interest, come back, talk to me, and we'll figure out the rest." So
Okay.
when I announced it on LinkedIn that I had this idea and I was looking for women to interview, I literally booked out shows until April of the following year. So it was like during the
Wow.
winter months. Yeah. I think it was like, I would have to check my post, but I think it was like September or something. And then literally booked out till April of the following year. So it was just really crazy. So I went back to him. I'm like, okay, so I booked a shows, and he's like, "I didn't tell you to book shows. I told you to like see if there's interest." So then he got kind of nervous, but then he showed me StreamYard. He showed me a couple platforms where you could make graphics and do music and everything and not have to pay for it.
Yep.
So it was just kind of getting used to all of that. But yeah, I at that time was my own worst enemy because I was just so nervous and I didn't know if people would like it. And I'm just really passionate about getting people to be really proud in what they do and what they're making. And I felt like, okay, if this doesn't work and I fail, then I'm failing them. So that was another big concern of mine. I didn't want to let people down. I had one guest come on and her dad like interrupted our conversation, but it was the cutest thing ever because he came in front of the camera and he's like, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "You don't need to apologize." So I started having a conversation with him and he was talking about why he was so proud of his daughter. And like we all ended up just crying on camera. So it was really fun. And I think that's why people like Mavens, because they know that what you see is what you're actually going to get in real life. All the people that have come on are really genuine and they really care about this sector and they're going to do what they can do to grow it more in the United States. So it's pretty fun. I think the other thing that's really cool is ever since I started Mavens, there's these little girls that watch them on a weekly basis.
That's
and,
awesome.
2 of them are from Canada and their dad gave them the hashtag junior board of directors. So they watched my podcast and some of the other ones that are out there, and they really like engineering and manufacturing. So when I had a welder on, they went to their dad when they were like, "Can we weld? Like, can we learn how to do that?" So he taught them how to weld. And then I ended sending them like welding jackets because they needed some welding jackets. So I sent them that, and they like sent me cards, and they were like,
How old are they?
I want to say they're like 9 and 10 or 10 and 11. They're not too young, but not too old either.
So you are bringing women into engineering and manufacturing.
Yeah. So it's a trip.
With your podcast that you don't know anything about. You're just interviewing people and making a difference and like throwing it out there.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a natural storyteller because I've always written my entire life. And yeah, so it's just the video stuff. And then I think the other thing too that was a little uncomfortable for me is people started paying more attention to me as an individual and calling me the Maven. And my intention for starting this wasn't like bring attention to myself. I really want other people to share their stories because they're the ones making all the cool stuff.
Right.
So I'm just trying to give them that confidence to come out of their shell and share it because it's important. So I kind of don't like some of that attention. Like I really want people to focus on who the guests are of Mavens and really reach out to them because they're the ones with the expertise and the skill sets. And I'm just basically giving them a microphone. But one of my friends yelled at me because she was like, "No, you're doing a really awesome thing and you need to take ownership of it and stop being so humble." And I'm like, okay, I'm not like trying to be that person, but again, it's my introvert side of things where I'm just like, "No, don't look at me. Like, look at them."
Well, I think it's great to be humble about that and realize it's not all about me, but you are the face of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to recognize that you are the face of that. Like you started that movement and it's okay to say like, hey, I'm here, but I'm here representing these people.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to these people.
That's how I like to do it.
Yeah.
So I've always been a connector too. So I think Mavens is just another channel for me to meet people. And then if I see synergies with other people, I can connect them, which has been really fun.
Hey there. Thanks for watching the Manufacturing Alliance podcast. If you like what you saw, click here to watch the full interview. Or you can click our channel link here. But either way, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. That's it for now. Take care and God bless.